Y'all, before we even get into it, this ain't just a podcast. This us talking to the block, to the moms, to the homies lost, to the ones fighting demons in silence, to the kings and queens that forgot their crown. We four brothers coming straight from mud, hitting the web not for clout but for purse bills. Rhythm Night Brothers, speaking truth to the mic, shining through the struggle, bringing dark to the light. Block to your soul, let the message ignite. Podcast for the people, every word take flight. Gritty like the grind, hell first we strive. Social heat in the streets, trying to keep hope alive. 4 mics, 1 mission, make the people revive. It's the night time, tune in, feel the vibe. We 4 deep like corners on a block, mics hot in the lab, cooking truth non-stop, no gimmicks. This ain't clickbait chatter, this heartbeat, struggling soul, blacker than batter. Got fam trying to heal, broke bills on the table. Talk health, mental wealth, if we able, we enable. From the hood to the web, we built this escape. Tired of seeing kings trapped in a lowercase fake. Click clack on the keys, we ain't just pie, we preach it. Street slang, health hacks, real talk preaching. See the system rigged, trying to cage our minds, but we cracking the code like it's Columbine. I'm the brother with the blueprint, knowledge in my stash. Turn trauma to armor, pain into cash. 1 mic, 4 voices, no filters, no mask. We ain't just streaming, we building that path. We the Night Brothers, speaking truth to the mic, shining through the struggle, bringing dark to the light. Block to your soul, let the message ignite. Podcast for the people, every word take flight. Gritty like the grind, hell first we strive. Social heat in the streets, trying to keep hope alive. 4 mics, 1 mission, make the people revive. It's the nighttime, tune in, feel the vibe.
Oh yeah, 4 mics, 1 mission. Nighttime, nighttime.
I seen young blood.
Peace and love.
All right,
What's
good
good,
evening,
gentlemen?
everybody. Good evening. How you doing, fellas?
Everything's love.
All right. Got a little feedback there. I guess we'll get that corrected sooner or later. But anyway, it's good to have everybody back in the house again tonight. We have a packed show, and we're a little bit of some technical difficulties, so we're a little late getting on. So we're gonna chit chat a little bit, but hey, man, we still got a powerful show, and let's get to it. Hey, before we do though, hey, Kevin, give me a quick update. What's going on for the culture, real fast, man?
Sure thing. We got a whole lot going on for the culture, and definitely we are still accepting youth talent show sign-ups when you can. If you can, definitely let us know. Go to fortheculture@annapolis.org and sign your children up for the talent show that's coming up in August. We are also supporting a lot of initiatives that are happening this upcoming month, and also doing a lot of big things with First Christian, as we will be sending out the save the dates for our Maryland Emancipation Day. So we'll be looking to send some more information out on that. But as for the culture, we're too excited because Juneteenth weekend is this weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on in Annapolis. We're hoping that the community gets involved and engaged and put their number 4s up wherever they are, because they're doing it for the culture.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thanks for the update, man. All right. Now, so how you feeling this evening, my brother? I know with both hands. How you going? How things going, man?
You know what it is, baby. We're both for them joints, man. But
What you got to say for
everything's
David?
beautiful, man. I gotta say one thing for real is, what's up with them Knicks, baby? You got the love. New York is on fire.
Congratulations.
On
Gotta give
fire.
them some love. Gotta give them some love.
New York.
New
It's
York.
too bad, brother.
Don't-
Hey, Arden, it's too bad brother Kenny not on here with us tonight, because he's a big Knicks fan, but that's okay. When he's
Hey
back
man,
next
he
week-
probably in the city. Matter of fact, I need to talk to him. I might have to crash at his spot when I leave the city.
All right, I put a post out
on.
on my personal page that says God is a New York Knicks fan.
What? Man, come on. 4 games like that to win it?
Yeah, let's get rocking, fellas.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Man, I just want to lay in the shade, get in those shade, you know what I mean? And pontificate on life. We vibing under the city lights. Wherever the wind go take us. If it's good, we make it contagious. And we vibing, laying on black sand beaches, thinking of what life teaches. So
vibing tonight. So tonight we have a couple of special things going on tonight. Now, our first vibe is we're going to get an update on the 6th annual Annapolis Juneteenth celebration from the head person himself, Apostle Craig Cotes, who's going to be joining us in a minute. And following that, we're going to have as our special guest the Director of Community Engagement and Constituent Services of Anne Arundel County, the County Executive's Office, Mr. Vincent Moulden is going to join us tonight. We have a great conversation we plan on having with him about past, present, and even future plans for him. So with that,
join us for the 6th annual Celebrate Annapolis Juneteenth Festival on Saturday, June 20th from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Bates Sport Complex, 935 Spa Road. Live on the main stage, we have national poet and artist Eric Kellum.
Now I can keep it real because I know I'm not alone.
Nasia Scott and Divine Anointing. Brett Lane and the Celebration Choir. Annapolis' own Shine Band. Pastor Jay Hillian Jr. and company. New music from Annapolis' very own Jalen Love. Yeah, we can see about a little grind in the meantime. Work so hard, blow up, look and see my. Internationally acclaimed jazz artists Evan and Ephraim Dorsey. DC's Shorty Corleone and the Creatives.
Let's celebrate another year. Happy New Year.
R&B sensation Heard Colors. DJ Lampdog on the ones and twos. And to close out the night, we'll have an unforgettable performance from the divas themselves, Belle LaDonna. Get there early, it's gonna pack out fast.
all right, looks, man, okay. All right, welcome.
Hey guys, welcome brothers. Thank you, my brothers. I love you guys so much.
What's going on?
Look like things are coming together for the show and for the entire weekend. We're going to talk about the entire weekend, Bishop, as we get a chance. And once again, we welcome you to the show. Hope everything's going well for you, my brother.
Everything is absolutely amazing. God is good, man. And I so love you guys. I've been watching y'all. Y'all are killing it. I love it.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Definitely.
All right.
Good to see
All right,
you.
Dave. You,
Thanks
Dave.
for coming on, too.
Okay, great. So as we move forward with this weekend, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you give us a little background on the challenges for bringing the event together this year?
Well, you know, the challenges are always bigger than what most people will see on the forefront, right? You're taught as you develop that you don't always put everything out there that you go through. You got to make it happen. But some of the challenges that we have, of course, is always going to revolve around funding. As you guys know, under this new administration, DEI initiatives have gone away pretty much. In fact, even down to insurance policies that cover Black events. I don't know if people know this. I put this out there. That even insurance companies have been hesitant if they see anything that says Black or Juneteenth, they have declined to cover them. Yes, sir. That's the latest.
Wow. That
coverage is very slim to none for our events, and this is coming from the top down and the pressure they're putting on these companies. So I think one of the greatest challenges is funding Black events, Black promoted events. And of course, that biggest challenge is that your Black community sometimes will benefit from the event, but don't recognize the investment they need to put into their own events, right? Okay.
Correct.
So, as has been in the case many times in the past, the majority of your funding does not always come from your Black population.
Community.
That's a
Correct.
challenge.
Indeed. And something that we really need to kind of talk about. But I'd like to have you come back and talk about the insurance piece, really. That's huge, and nobody's talking about that. So when we have a chance, we'll get back with you because I want to circle back to that and have a deeper dive in that.
Yeah, that was pretty shocking to hear to me.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Indeed. Because what can you do without insurance?
Well, it's a lot you can do because a lot of insurance companies are really a big gamble, especially if you're organized and you got your layers of security and all that, which we always have. And you guys that do festivals, events, that you have to have all of that when you're working. But insurance companies, they recognize where they can capitalize. But at this point, the word from the top down is that they don't want to fund you. They don't want to fund you.
Yeah. T. Adams is agreeing with you on that. She's saying, they had the same problem with insurance companies. Yeah. So, Kevin, on you, my brother.
Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, brother.
I'm sorry.
Hey there, Kevin, man.
What is this year's overall theme? And for the celebration, and why?
This year's theme is for the culture. No, I'm just kidding. I'm loving for the culture, right?
I love that.
This year's theme is healing ourselves, the power of one voice. And the reason why that is the theme this year is because being a historian, it has always been my concern that we really understand not only what Juneteenth really means, but how do we apply that today? And I think it's no secret that the Black community is very fragmented in a lot of ways. Sometimes the only times we come together are funerals or, around the go-go beat and the music. And don't get me wrong, I love go-go all day long, right? But beyond just the music, what's the message? And so we have chosen to brand it with a theme that points out the message. And the message is one that is interwoven with the entertainment, which means that the platform is not just going to be music. It's going to be some very directed, intentional conversations with people centered around several themes that are going to be all overarching the theme of healing ourselves. So often we look to everybody else to heal us, but the paradigm in America has never been to heal us. It's been to use us and then to, abuse us and then whatever. And so we have to be our first investment in healing ourselves. So I feel like if there's no way to get people there, but at a funeral or at a gathering with music, then let's choose the music gathering because the funerals, we've had too many of those.
Amen.
No question.
Natural.
Touch on the core components, the gala, the parade, the festival. What can folks, I know what they can expect, but you may want to articulate it again. They can expect absolute excellence. And I'll say that real quick and throw you that alley-oop, but can you break down some things that may be different, maybe some nuances that are different or whatever? But I know you got something up your sleeve.
Well, let me say this. Yeah, the festival, let me say this. A lot of festivals are going on in a lot of places, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. The awareness of Juneteenth is really important. So the festival impact may not be as it's always been because so many more things are going on. There are like 5 festivals in Anne Arundel County this weekend. So we are so proud, though, to still have the only gala, right? That since its origins with Miss Adams, we've had the only gala that pulls up and recognizes the unsung, the people who are difference makers that aren't always on the front line getting recognized. And so that gala again this year is happening. It's always stellar. We get dressed up and then we just party, like it's 1999, if the older folks would say. But that is the goal of the gala. The gala is our opportune time to recognize people for their accomplishments and to dress up and celebrate, but also in the spirit of Juneteenth, because Juneteenth is a celebration, right? And then, of course, the parade is on Saturday at 12 noon. And the parade is kicking off at St. John's College. It's going to take that short ride down West Street, and it will land right there at the fields at Maryland Hall at Bates at 935 Spar Road, where the festival will kick off with entertainment and with, of course, the conversations. And the 5 platforms for the conversation are: number one is how do we recover Black identity? The second conversation is changing the culture for children. The third conversation is healing what hurts, dealing with mental wellness in the Black community and post-traumatic slave syndrome. And then the fourth conversation is community collectivism, right? But then there's a fifth conversation you don't want to miss. It's called And the Beat Goes On. And we're going to talk about that thread or that vessel, that blood that runs through our veins when we hear the drum beat. And we have with us that are going to be on that conversation, Shorty Coleone out of Washington, D.C., Sherry, one of the fattest divas at Belladonna, and one of the son of Chuck Brown is going to be on the stage.
Wow. Okay.
We're going to lead that conversation, and we're going to talk about why go-go ain't never going to go away.
Could you also give us some insight of some of the other people who may be on some of those panels for the discussions, if you would, please?
Sure. Some of the people are going to be on the panels. Dr. Chris Haley is going to be on the panels with us. Dr. Orly Reed's going to be on the panels. My girl Asun Powell is going to be on the panel.
Oh yeah, she's powerful. She's powerful.
Oh, it's going to be fire up in there. Tony and William Pratt. Tony and William Pratt are going to be on that platform. Pastor Cheryl Menendez is going to be on that platform. Dr. Twala Walker, that was instrumental in the life of a lot of us as an educator. The new director at the Annapolis Boys and Girls Club, Dr. Kenneth McCants Pearsall is going to be on that platform. Dr. Andrea Kane, who was the first Black superintendent of schools in Queen Anne's County, is going to be on that panel. And it's so many more. Our very own Janice Hayes Williams, our historian, is going to be on the panel. It's going to be power packed with a lot of amazing people. A young lady named Shamari Mills, who deals with equity in the school systems. We just want to get a lot of perspectives, and most importantly, give people a lot of resources at this festival that they can walk away with so we can heal ourselves.
Yes, indeed.
I'm excited about that.
That's a powerful concept, addition to what has not been presented before, I don't think. And I love your vision always, man. And,
thank you. Well, God gave it. God gave it. I've been looking at a lot of festivals, and I just felt like something's missing, and it's the message. We have to get beyond just coming together to have a good time. We have to strategize. We have to come together. We have to have a plan. We can't stay stuck in what we call the pedagogy of the oppressed, right? We cannot stay stuck in teaching us to bask in what was. We have to talk about what will be and how we get there.
And more importantly, how to apply those things to our lives moving forward. That's the real thing.
From a practical perspective.
Well, last thing we have for you, with the growth of the overall holiday, and we touched on this a little bit, what must Annapolis do to maintain its place as premier Juneteenth celebration in the area? Like we just said earlier, the competition has grown incredibly in the last year or two as more people have decided to have Juneteenth celebrations. And overall, that's a good thing because we want the day recognized. But what can you do? What can we do from the Annapolis perspective to keep this relevant and keep this strong and keep this flowing?
I believe that, number one, we can't call it a competition. That's the first thing, because it's stressful. It's stressful if you got to do something because someone else is doing it, right? And I think the other piece is that we stay tapped into what are Annapolis's issues, and that the festival always focus on what are Annapolis's issue, because at the end of the day, it's about freedom, right? And we're not free until everybody's free. So we have to look at The festival casts vision centered around the thought of freedom and history, right? History helps to determine where we can go in the future. So in order to remain premier, we have to just remain true to the brand. And the brand is that, we focus on what Annapolis needs, what Annapolis wants, keep it in Annapolis. And that's what we're working with the city of Annapolis as new mayor to try to make sure we can do, is keep this in Annapolis, because as it grows bigger and bigger, the capacity can be a big challenge. Your city on lockdown because people can't get around. Sometimes it's a good problem to have, and sometimes it's not. And so we're looking at, if it's growing and growing and growing, you don't keep something big in a little pot. So it doesn't mean we take it out of Annapolis, but how can we do this effectively in Annapolis and still maintain, a healthy perspective and to stay centered on what Annapolis needs?
Well, amen. Love it. I love it.
Look, we thank you so much for just taking a segment of your time tonight. I know you got a lot of things going on with the gala coming up in a couple of days, and I will see you there, by the way. And
don't forget, we're honoring the amazing Delorma D. Goodwin posthumously. We are honoring her life from a posthumous place.
And you and I will talk about that tomorrow. We can talk about that tomorrow as well. Give me a
Bishop, just so folks won't get disappointed if they show up all dressed up. I understand the gala is sold out, so I don't want somebody to show up and they can't get in.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the gala is sold out. The gala sold out. We decided this year we didn't want to have 400 people. We wanted to kick it back. So we took the numbers back because we want the setting to be more intimate. Because the focus on the gala is not about the money. It's about the conversation, the closeness of people. And when you're all on top of each other, it's kind of tough. So we decided this year, which was a wise decision, let's limit how many people we're going to bring to the gala and try to keep it intimate, but within reason. And so we are sold out at 250 people, and people are still knocking and calling. But the information was out there a long time. So we're going to hopefully start for the next. We're planning for the next.
Amen. Bishop, look, thank you so much. You always so.
Yes,
all right.
All right.
Appreciate you.
All right. Good night.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you guys so much.
All right.
Peace.
Introducing Mr. Vincent Moulden, the Director of the Office of Community Engagement and Constituent Services for the Anne Arundel County Government. Mr. Moulden is a lifelong resident of Anne Arundel County. He grew up in Severn and later moved to Annapolis. A proud graduate of Annapolis High School, Vincent has built a reputation as a bridge builder between government and the community. His leadership style emphasizes community engagement, accessibility in government, constituent advocacy, nonprofit collaboration, diversity, equity, and inclusion, relationship building across Anne Arundel County communities. He joined the county executive's office in March 2020 as a community engagement officer after more than a decade developing engagement campaigns for nonprofit organizations. What does it take to connect thousands of residents with the services, resources, and opportunities they need every day? Someone like Vincent Moulden, a community leader, problem solver, and one of the key people helping to bridge the gap between government and the people of this county. Vincent's journey has been rooted in service. From his work with nonprofit organizations to his leadership role in county government, he's dedicated his career to making sure every voice is heard and every community has a seat at the table. But what does community engagement really mean? Does it mean solving neighborhood concerns, helping residents navigate county services, or bringing people together to create lasting change? The answer is all of the above. As Director of Community Engagement and Constituent Services, Vincent Moulden is on the front lines, helping residents connect with county government while building stronger relationships across the county. And now he's bringing his insights, experiences, and vision tonight as we discuss leadership, community partnerships, the future of the county, and some of the fascinating stories behind the scenes that most residents never get to hear. Plus, we'll put Vincent in the Knight Brothers hot seat with some fun questions that may reveal a few surprises. We'll discover how one man is...
Welcome, my brother. Welcome, Mr. Vincent. Welcome to the show. How you doing today, sir?
Doing well, thank you.
And Vince, I want to say to you off air, on air, what I said to you off air. You're looking good, brother. You're looking good, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, the changes you made from a physical standpoint are very, very noticeable at this point. And I guess we'll talk a little more about that later as we move forward. Well, welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to
I know Art got some follow-up questions too, man. You look like you lost a tremendous amount of weight. Man, just kudos. I love it. Anyway, listen, we don't want to get sidetracked. All right.
Definitely.
All right. Let me get my stuff together here. So, all right. Who's up first? I think David, you are, right?
Yes. My guy, Vincent. Vince. Now, we know you've had a long career connecting people and resources and bringing people together. Tell us about your passion for community engagement and what has been the most rewarding part of serving the people here in Anne Arundel County.
Wow, my passion. Wow. I guess my passion for community engagement kind of came from, I've always wanted to help people, right? When I was a child, I remember telling my mom I wanted to become a doctor, but that went away when I found out blood was involved. I didn't realize blood was involved with being a doctor, but that desire to help always was there. And eventually that just grew into other things, right? And there was an election that happened in 2016, and I decided that I needed to do more than just vote, and more than just vote, to participate in my government, right? So I wanted to help out in other ways, certainly by participating, and I helped then Senator, or she became Senator afterwards, Senator Sarah Alfrith with her campaign. And then I was like, you know what, I really enjoy working in the community in this way. And then I was like, well, are there other ways I can help? What other ways can I be involved in my community? And I said, well, let me figure out some other ways in order to make that happen. I started volunteering more, and I just fell in love. The most rewarding part for me is just watching people interact with their government and getting payoff from it, even from the smallest thing. I remember helping even a 72-year-old with their testimony for a budget town hall, and he had never worked or spoken at a government event before. And he was like, Vincent, I'm so nervous about doing this. And he did it. He was proud of himself, right? So whether it's someone who's 72 or 5 years old, just helping them be introduced to government and figure out how to find their voice, and to realize that local government is here to work for them. That's the most satisfying part.
Awesome, man.
Well, Vincent, I'm very, very glad and honored to be able to ask you this question. But I think it's definitely important for the folks to know you've helped create a highly responsive office that reaches thousands of residents each year. What are some of the biggest challenges that people face when trying to navigate local government, and how are you working to break down those barriers?
Yeah, honestly, I think the biggest barrier is just knowing where to start. And I saw that one of the slides that was shared actually shared my direct phone number, which is great. You can call me. But another number you can call is 410-222-1785, which is our office's number. If you don't know where to start, you can always call the Office of Community Engagement Constituent Services. And our office tries really hard to go out into the community and to introduce people to how to navigate county government. We have so many different departments, and we have many nonprofit partners too who offer resources as well. So people can be overwhelmed with where to even go, where to start. We do these things called informational sessions, which was started by Courtney Beniscus, who used to work in our office as a community engagement officer. So if you have a HOA or a community group, or if you want us to come in before your spades tournament or whatever you're doing, right? We can come in, we can teach you about how to access county government and how our office works. We also do things like a community association summit every year where we have the county employees come out and we talk about things like the Department of Public Works. We've done sessions on how to collaborate with your neighbors better. We've done webinars. So we really try to make county government more accessible to the people. And we also try to learn from people. So once every 2 months, we actually invite community groups to come.
I lost the sound.
Got muted. I think you muted yourself by mistake, Vince.
Oh, can you hear me now?
There you go, brother.
Yes, yes.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I hit the button. Sorry, I was saying that we also invite community groups to come and speak to our county departments once every 2 months because we need to learn from community about how to better reach people. Because why reinvent the wheel if people are already doing a great job of reaching certain community groups that we know we need to do a better job of getting to? Why not have them come and teach us how to do it better? So, in addition to community groups needing to learn how to navigate county government better, we as the county need to learn how to navigate the community better.
With that perspective, you definitely have the attitude that wins without question. Because just to be open, a lot of times the planning and the government usually a lot of times talks to people, not communicate with people. They talk to them, and just to have that engagement like you're bringing forth is Anne Arundel County is absolutely blessed to have you. But my question is basically like through the collective giving of Anne Arundel County, you're helping everyday residents make a meaningful impact consistently. So how does collective giving work, and why is it so powerful, in strengthening the community?
Yeah, so collective giving was an idea that came about concerned neighbors in Anne Arundel County. So it was a conversation that started amongst a group of people who said, how can we come together as just concerned residents and use philanthropy as a means in order to help our fellow neighbors? And out of that came collective giving. So what that is an opportunity for neighbors to come together and pool resources, mostly money, but we also want to pull talent as well. And when you pull resources or money together, then you have greater impact. So the idea is that as low as $100, we're asking people to come together all the way up to whatever is most meaningful to you. And that money is pulled together collectively. And then we want to partner with nonprofits who want to serve the ALICE population. And ALICE is an acronym, and it stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, and Employed. So what that really breaks down to is people who are employed. Most of the people in this category work multiple jobs, but they still have trouble making ends meet. And so 33% of Anne Arundel County makes up this definition. And so what we're trying to do is work with nonprofit partners in order to disrupt having an issue turn into a crisis. And so the example I always use is a car repair payment. Instead of a $500 car repair payment becoming a ripple effect, because if you have that, most people in that category cannot pay for that $500 car repair repayment. But if the car breaks down and then they're unable to get to work or take their children to school, then you lose your job, your children lose out on education. The ramifications become much bigger. What if we as neighbors, through our collective giving, are able to intervene to make that car repair payment, and then we can get this person back on track? So small interventions to make sure that we as neighbors can take care of each other. So that's kind of the idea.
Great concept.
Fascinating. I don't mean to jump in, but that's a fascinating concept to see it applied and work.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just
indeed. You got, I was waiting to hear the breakdown, and I got to salute you, man, just for coming up with the idea, the concept. And one thing about it, everybody got an idea, but execution is everything. And it sounds like it's executing well.
And it takes a lot of work. So far, we've
I'm
raised
sure.
$16,000. We're on the road to get to $30,000, and then we want to give out micro grants because the big thing is to try to prove the case, right? So in my
Yes.
mind, I work in government, so I watch government. They're doing their part. I am the vice chair of the Community Foundation of Anne Arundel County, so I watched someone write a $2 million check before, right? So that's big philanthropy, and so I want to see how we can come together as neighbors in order to help solve some of the smaller issues, right? It's going to be hard to solve the housing crisis. That's going to take
Right.
policy and advocacy and some of the bigger things, but I feel like as neighbors, we can come together to help with medical bills and, car repair and gas cards and things like that. So I'm out to prove something with this one.
I mean, it's a concept that has been proven before. It brings us together again, and more so. I think just like Craig said, instead of coming together just to party, come together with a purpose and build, and help somebody, and that's powerful.
That's the goal.
Absolutely. Before we leave and go to the next question, can anybody give to this? Is this just small individual people? Can businesses give to it, or how does
Oh
that?
yeah, anyone can give. The real intention, though, again, and anyone can give. I won't turn down a check. But I really want to expand the idea of what a philanthropist is. Right? When I first came into the world of philanthropy, I thought you had to be a millionaire in order to give. Right? So my whole idea about what a philanthropist was, I thought, oh, maybe later in life I could maybe do something like that. But really, is about giving what's meaningful to you. So we wanted to do a smaller threshold in order to be a member. And, we're partnering with the Community Foundation in order to make this happen. And they have been great partners. They're even working with us to be flexible in order to offer a subscription model. So that means someone can pay starting $25 a month to get to the $100 membership. And then that can
Oh,
turn into
sure.
a much larger gift, right? Because really, we want everyone to experience what it means to be philanthropic. And a wonderful gentleman by the name of Larry Burrows, he also gave us an additional $1,000. He already donated some money. He gave us an additional $1,000 so that we can have a scholarship so that someone could pay $25 and then we would pay through that scholarship the additional $75 so someone could become a member because we want people who are part of the Alice population to be part of the membership, right? Because part of the membership means it's not that you just give. Once you become a member, you get to help us decide where that money goes, right?
Wow.
So you get to take part in that.
I like that. Okay.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Who's up, David?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So Vince, you've received many prestigious awards, including the Dream Keepers Award that's in the honor of the great Mr. Carl H. Henson, Mr. C. What accomplishment or recognitions means the most to you personally, and why?
David, I don't feel like that's a fair question, right? I mean,
Right.
all,
I don't want to get you in trouble, but just
yeah. I mean, all those recognitions mean that the community in some way, because all of those are community recognitions, the community in some way is trying to show that they're uplifting me. And that in and of itself is an honor, right? I mean, you have the MLK Dreamkeeper Award, which is given by the chair of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Committee, Carl Snowden. So that in of itself is an honor. And plus, I actually share a birthday with Dr. Martin Luther King. So has like a special meaning for me, right?
Yeah.
Then the Carol H. Henson Jr. Award in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. I mean, that's amazing. And philanthropy specifically, right? So that's people who are trying to make sure everyone has a seat at the table in philanthropy. So doing that at the Community Foundation for the last 6 years, that was special recognition. And plus, through that, I've become really good friends with Carol. You get an award with him, you also get a friendship with him, apparently. So that's great. And then the Goodwill Ambassador Award, right? I won that with Dee Goodwin when we put together the 2025 Aldermanic forum for the city of Annapolis. So I can't pick one. They're all great.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Good answer, Vince.
Yeah, very
Yes.
good answer. A diplomatic answer, I might say. Well, listen, we're going to transition.
I work in politics, but
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, as we transition a little bit, you worked with the Pittman administration for an extended period of time, and as that administration starts to phase out with this upcoming election, I know you have plans for the future. And one of the things you've taken on as a role as campaign chair for Mr. James Kitchen, County Executive Campaign. And I know you've had a front row seat to his leadership style. So what do you think makes him stand out, and what do you think his vision is for the county? Could you just elaborate on that if you would? And
Yeah,
why
absolutely.
you support it?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, and I said this to James, he has big shoes to fill. I mean, County Executive Stuart Pittman has been amazing to work with over these last almost 7 years for me, and then he'll be County Executive for 8 by the time he's done. But many may not know, James Kitchen actually hired me into the county in March of 2020, 2 weeks before COVID hit. So I guess that's worth a thank you. I'm not, sure totally. But, when I interviewed for the position, I remember coming in for the second round interview, and I didn't know anything about county government at the time, and it was apparent because County Executive Stuart Pittman and his chief of staff at the time said, "It's clear you don't know anything about county government." I wasn't quite sure I got the job, and the chief of staff said, "Well, maybe we can't hire him for this, but maybe we can hire him for something." But but anyway, when James called me to offer me the job, my response to him was, "You do know I have no idea what I'm doing, right?" And he said, "Well, you beat 146 applicants. You must know something." It was hard to believe because my job resume didn't have anything with government related on it. And at the time, I didn't even have a college degree, right? But James saw something in me at the time. And it was, I would assume it was competencies and some transferable skills, and hopefully the desire to serve my community, right? And I think that says something about leadership style, just being able to see talent in someone. I don't want to say, oh, he saw something in me, he must be a good leader. But I mean, hopefully that's indicative of something. And then working with him over the last 6 years, particularly through COVID. So James has had the job that I have now. Watching him, he was the point person for the COVID vaccines in the county executive's office. And I watched him work 12 to 16-hour days, just trying to make sure people had resources during a very scary time. And when the vaccines were available, working really hard and making sure that the vaccines were distributed equitably, right? To our seniors, to our vulnerable populations, to Black and Brown communities. And so watching him lead through that, and quite frankly, I can be challenging at times, meaning I know with my leadership, I expect a lot out of them, and I don't have a problem telling them what it is I expect. And James always listened, and he took the challenge. So I always appreciated that about him. And we're still friends today, so it worked out fine. And then when he was ready to move on to a different position, it was recommended that I take on this role. He supported that. And so that, to me, meant a lot. But I would say of all the things that I feel like makes him right for the position was what I learned from him coming into government, knowing absolutely nothing, and that about county government. I knew things, but not about county government. But that the community should share in the decision making. They should share decision making power, right? The government and the people who are elected and the people who are appointed and the people who are making decisions in government should not hold all of the power. The power should be shared with the people in the community. And so that's a philosophy that I know runs his campaign, which is why he's the only person running for county executive using public campaign financing, which means he's taking no money from developers or PACs, only people. And I know that'll influence how he governs. So that's why I think he's best for the job.
Well, Kevin, I think you might have had a follow-up question on that before we move on. Did you have a follow-up question for Vincent? Unmute yourself, brother. Unmute yourself. Okay.
Sorry about that. No. Just this question I have that's coming up.
Okay.
I don't have a follow up. So as far as the follow up question for the last question.
Oh no, you
Yes.
can go ahead.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yes. Whether through government service, philanthropy, nonprofit leadership, or civic engagement, your work is always centered on community. So it's kind of a two-part question. What is your vision on the Anne Arundel County over the next decade, and what role do you hope residents will play in shaping that future?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
um, I feel like what you just stated kind of, puts me in a unique position because I feel like I see things in a unique perspective, almost fragmented in a way, right? Like I see government and I see philanthropy and I see the community and I see these different systems and I see them working and sometimes not in sync. And so, kind of my vision for Anne Arundel for the next decade, and this even involves the residents of Anne Arundel County, is a better connected county. I would love to see us find a way to be more connected, for the community to be more connected, uh, and for residents to understand their role in shaping their future, being active participants in shaping their future, right? One thing I have enjoyed about working with County Executive Stuart Pittman is that he is very responsive to people. And especially with how, when he sees them organize, he's a community organizer. He loves to talk about that. And if he sees groups of people coming together, especially if they form coalitions, different groups coming from across the county, maybe from different backgrounds, maybe different perspectives coming together for a cause, he responds to that. And so I feel like if there was more of that, we would see more change. And so for me, over the next decade, I would love to see us as a community being more connected, coming together on challenges and issues, and uniting in one voice to make a change. The philanthropic community, government, the general community at large, nonprofits, and all saying we're going to solve these challenges, but we're going to do it together.
Yes, indeed. That is
Love that. Love that answer.
no doubt. Now, let me end up because I know we had talked about this initially. They said you're looking incredible. So, as a health-based show, I had to ask, what are you doing to maintain or to improve, or are you focused on just maintaining, or do you have a goal in reference to where you want to go? And what do you do to maintain the physical, but as well dealing with people? It's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type situation. I've dealt with people. I've been the best here. I've been the volunteer out there many times. And I understand that, you could get, one thing or the other. So how do you keep your spirit up and your mental health up also? I know that's a lot, but it's important.
Yeah, this is a lot, and it's tough to balance. Hopefully, as you can see over what we discuss, I try to do a lot, and people will often talk about this myth called work-life balance. I don't think there's such a thing that exists, or maybe it looks different depending on who you are, right? And so for me, I enjoy working. I enjoy the things that I do, so it might look a little bit different for me than it does most people. And the reward for me is seeing the benefits of my labor, and so I love to be able to work really hard and see how that all turns out. So that it looks different for me. But I definitely have a therapist, so it is important to have a safe space to be able to share your thoughts, and to have a sounding board in order to share that. So I definitely want to share. I do have a therapist, and you have your circle of friends, right? That you have as well, that you can share things with. And that's for mental health. I also practice mindfulness, right? Doing a lot of mindful activities. Um, and then for physical health, believe it or not, I actually do intermittent fasting. That has been a game changer for me.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
What's your what's your ratio that you're on right now?
It's your protocol.
What
So
protocol?
for me, what has worked for my body has been actually eating breakfast because I never used to eat breakfast.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah, I hated eating breakfast. And so, eating some type of breakfast in the morning, and then I actually take a break because, believe it or not, eating dinner, but I try to eat dinner early. I love dinner. Dinner is actually my favorite meal of the day. I hate lunch. So, I eat breakfast. I break during the day, and I still eat my dinner, but I eat it before, 8 o'clock, and then I fast for the rest of the day. And that's been working fantastic for me. Now, not
That's
everybody
good.
works the same, so you got to figure out what works for you. But that's what's been working for me.
Yeah,
And I know I
eat
said
good.
earlier but it's actually been 3 years I've been doing this, and that's how I've been able to lose weight. So, but sometimes you feel like you're losing the same 5 pounds over and over again, so you just gotta stick with it.
Well,
Right, right.
results definitely are showing, though, brother. You said you. I think you could tell our audience. I don't know if our audience was on the pregame, pre-show. Tell the audience how much weight you've lost in the last few years, though. Could you
Yeah,
just
3 years, 80 pounds. So it's definitely been a journey.
salute,
Yeah.
salute,
Congrats.
salute,
It's
Like I
awesome,
said,
man.
there are definitely moments where you feel like you're losing the same 3 pounds over and over. So you just got to be consistent.
That's
Yeah,
it.
well, we salute you.
That's
We
it.
definitely salute you. Like Arden said, we are a health-based show, and we talk about everything, as you can see. And so we're proud of your accomplishments. And see,
Yes.
that type of thing is that we like to get that kind of information out because that spurs other people on to let them know that, hey, Mr. Moulden did it. I can do it too. So we salute you, my brother. Salute.
Vincent,
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
This is Lenny. I'm not on screen right now, but excuse, brother. Um, what can you give to folks? Because weight loss is it becomes a very personal journey, because only you see the dark side and the
Yes.
how many times you quit and then came back. Can you tell folks for when they get to that quit point and they may actually quit and they know they need to get back on a horse? Tell them some of the things you did because I think this is extremely important.
Well, I guess the problem is I quit every day. I mean, for me, it's like it's really hard, right? I mean, because sometimes it's hard. I mean, because even for you guys, as you're telling me, I've lost the weight, and even seeing this photo slideshow, I can see that I lost the weight. But when you're looking every day at yourself, you don't always see the results, right? So sometimes it can be
Right.
hard, and your mind can trick you. Really, the most important thing you can do for yourself is to stay consistent and just stick with the plan.
Absolutely.
That's just going to be the most important thing because the mirror plays tricks on you, the scale plays tricks on you. I mean, everything does. It's just
Yes,
staying
indeed.
consistent.
Yeah.
Amen.
No doubt. I always say other people notice first
Mm-hmm. Before you
because you
notice this.
can't see it. Because, like you said, you're looking at yourself every day. You don't see
Every
it, and
day.
then people may
Yeah.
see you and oh, you look good. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you dropped something. Yeah,
And,
definitely.
and sometimes other people think it's rude to mention it too, right? So they don't feel comfortable
That's true.
mentioning it, and so they won't. So that's also part of the process.
Yeah. So, but
Definitely.
it's encouraging
Thanks
when
for
people
sharing.
give
I
that.
definitely
And
appreciate that because people need to understand, that it is it's a lifestyle change pretty much.
yeah,
So that's how
Absolutely.
you lose it and it stays off and you continue to keep on moving in the right direction. Definitely.
For sure. And you will lose the same 3 pounds over and over
Oh,
again. Just gotta
you
keep
will.
bringing that
Most definitely.
but
up.
stay consistent. But stay consistent. Lenny, did you have Kevin or David? Did you guys have anything else you wanted to add, or Lenny, you have anything else you want to add as we close out tonight?
One of the things that I wanted to say that I was glad that Lenny had brought this up that allowed to Vincent to share personally what could be encouraging to other people as far as the journey of weight loss or even the journey of maintaining mental health. But I think one of the other things, just getting a little bit more personal with while you're here, with you being such a I would say a person of great success when it comes to community as an African American black male and considered to be a young adult, to have accomplished so much in such little time. Because again, the pandemic was just a minute ago, and you've been able to do all of those things, of course, with the help of God and however your journey is. But my main question would be is, what do you say and encourage to the young Vincent that's coming out of high school, who doesn't know what they're going to do in life, who may have the same questions you had when you were coming out of high school? What, by your experiences, what can you tell them today, and the young ones that are listening to this platform, about um, how, I would say in a short frame of words, how to journey through this journey, and what is best for them as they continue through the road of success?
Ooh, that is a tough one. Um, Actually, on the side, because as if I don't have enough things that I'm doing, I'm actually in the process of becoming a certified life coach, because I'm very much interested in doing some of that work. And so, in,
It's
thank you.
needed. It's needed.
It is. It is. But as part of that process, so much is so unique to each individual, right? I would love to be able to answer that question, but I can't even think of something generic enough to say to someone. Um, but I mean, what I will share is that I do feel that sometimes people do assume that it has been easy for me, as many people will assume sometimes any road to success is easy. Um, and there are particular journeys that are involved with, being a Black person in these spaces. And you do have to advocate and push for things, and people say things to you that are crazy and off the wall. And sometimes you have to defend things that you probably wouldn't if you didn't look the way you did. It's not always easy, but it is always worth it. So I guess I'll share that.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Definitely.
Amen.
Great.
Well,
I
no,
just
Vince, we want to thank you, the Night Brothers Show, as a host, and the audiences as well. Audience, you can just type in if you want to thank Vince for taking up your time. You already got a busy schedule. You're taking more time to come on here and spend well into the evenings and after 9 o'clock of your personal time when you could be relaxing doing something else. So I want to applaud you and wish nothing for the best for you, as you are a true impact player in the county and in the area. So thank you very much.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
And Vince, you know what's so funny? We want to thank you for the people you helped that didn't thank you and even treated you bad after you helped them. I want to say thank you for those people also. How about that?
I
That's a good
appreciate
thought. Oh, that's really a
And
good
you
thought.
know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
Oh, there's so many times people, it's a biblical saying that eating bread is soon forgotten. In other words, you can do something for somebody and they'll forget about it in an instant. They'll forget about it in an
I'm gonna
instant.
tell you,
Until
you're
you have enough.
absolutely right. But I'm gonna tell you what Grandmaster Amos Johnson told me. He said, when someone gives you something, you should never forget.
Yep.
But when you give, you should always forget.
Yep.
Amen.
Meant a whole lot, and every time I say it, it sits and it hits different.
Yeah.
But it's important that you remember who gave you something. You remember. That's why you should remember your ancestors. That's why you should even celebrate Juneteenth. That's why, you should really be for the culture. That's why when it comes down to it, the Night Brothers Show comes on at Tuesday, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks, Vince. We appreciate and love you. And peace and love.
For the
All
culture.
right. Thank you.
For the culture. Guys, we hope to see you somewhere over the weekend. Somewhere, whether it be at the Juneteenth festival or wherever. And when you see us, come to us. Come talk to us, and we look forward to seeing you then. But for the culture, guys, let's do this thing. David.
Definitely.
Yes.
And for the Knicks, baby.
Thank you,
For the
Vincent.
Knicks.
Thank you, audience. Good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody.